competition for AEW in the future. And I will say, out of the wrestling that's out there right now, it is one of the better ones. AEW, NWA, it's not bad, but it definitely could be competition in the future. I just feel like the nostalgia aesthetic's only going to work for so long before people are like, And I mean, you got these guys on, who's like, oh, we want to see wrestlers. We want to see people who look like wrestlers. And, we don't want to see, people who look like Uber drivers, and all this. So, look, and there's nothing wrong. Look, let's talk about that for a minute. The comparison of these guys to NWA. All right, look, I know that you guys in the NWA are jacked up and you look like wrestlers and you're good at wrestling, and there's nothing wrong with the technical style of wrestling or the down-to-the-mat style of wrestling or the catch-as-you-can wrestling that you do. But there's nothing wrong with Marco Stunt either. People are talking shit, about AEW, all petite wrestling. Yeah, there's some smaller guys there. But I'll tell you what, some of these guys that are smaller, some of these guys that are fucking shorter and don't have the same weight as fucking goddamn Braun Strowman or Roman Reigns are fucking 10 times better workers, because I've watched more of Marco Stunt in the past 7 weeks than I have of Roman Reigns in the past 7 years. And in that same amount of time, you can take any Marco Stunt match and put it up against a Roman Reigns match, and I can tell you which one is going to cut the fucking mustard and which one ain't, And that sounds shitty, that sounds like, oh, you're just being an all-elite Mark, blah, 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 blah. I mean, it's the fucking truth, though. It's the fucking truth. You get Rey Mysterio out there from WCW way back when. Motherfucker was small, and he was pulling off. He had one of the best matches of, 1997? Might have been 97, 98 with Eddie Guerrero at Halloween Havoc. I can't remember which one that was. But that was, one of the best matches of the year. And he was still fucking small as shit. I don't have his exact weight because I didn't plan on really getting into this again. But somebody did trigger me this past week about it. Marco Stunt is a great wrestler. Riho, even though she is small and I am world women's title, I'm not so sure about that. She's still a great wrestler. Scorpio Sky is smaller, great wrestler. These guys can work, and they've proved that time and time again. And I think that, if you don't want to watch AEW because you don't like the product, fine. But you shouldn't be getting out there downing these guys. And these girls, for that matter, just because they're smaller than, the jacked up, steroid-infused Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar, or Braun Strowman. They have a lot of talent. They work really hard. They try to get out there and make their dreams come true. And, the Goldberg chants have started. They try to get out there and make their dreams come true, and I think they're doing a good job at it. And I think that the only place they have to go is up, and the glass ceiling is non-existent. So, don't be a dick. It's basically the message in that. Don't be a fucking dick. You don't have to be a douchebag. So I just wanted to get that out, before we continued on. But I do have a lot of news here, and a lot of it has came from New Japan. I have another one here. This one is bigger. This is a pretty big one. So New Japan's Pro Wrestling's veteran hard bastard Minoru Suzuki is set to leave the company. What? I don't have a dramatic thing for my soundboard, so Jim Ross is just going to take over for a moment. There's the cough, guys. Yes, so, I didn't have anything else other than that. Don't fucking kill me. Or sue me, please. No. New Japan's Pro Wrestling veteran hard bastard Minoru Suzuki is set to leave the company. According to Joe Lanza, speaking on the Voices of Wrestling podcast, the 51-year-old is said to be unhappy with his current podcast. Fuck you, ringtone. The 51-year-old is set to be unhappy with his current position in the promotion and would have left already if not for the Jushin Thunder Liger program. The veteran has been involved in a feud with his fellow legend, which most recently saw him and Yoshinobu Kanemaru defeat the Masked Star and Toa Henare at the Day 1 of New Japan Road. It has been speculated that Suzuki will return to Pro Wrestling Noah if and when he severs ties with New Japan. The company's current president, as well as Harold Meij, is also said to be seeking an exit from the company. The Dutch businessman who has helped continue New Japan's successful expansion into the West this past year is apparently quitting the company following their Tokyo Dome shows next year. No reason has been preferred as to why. So, firstly, let's talk about Minoru Suzuki. For those of you unfamiliar with Minoru Suzuki, you could compare him to Ken Shamrock, but like just turn the dial up about 10 more fucking decibels. Guy's a fucking he's a violent bastard. I mean, he is insane. He gives off that same aura as the Undertaker, but he can move, and that's not a knock against Undertaker. But he can move. He's got a lot of versatility. He's a great actual wrestler. He's a great actual fighter. Matter of fact, he made Ken Shamrock tap out in his prime in like 1998, which is a feat. Minoru Suzuki is one of the best New Japan wrestlers they've ever had. And so he's feeling not good with the company. And this could be a big blow to that. We talked about the possible New Japan promotion earlier in the show. This and Harold Meade walking out the door could be very bad for that, but that doesn't mean it's still impossible. That just means they're going to take a blow. Because, and this is nothing against Minoru Suzuki because he's one of my favorite wrestlers, but is he the most popular wrestler on the card? Not really. And they're going to need to focus more on youth anyways. And that's, once again, not a knock against Minoru Suzuki because he could take some of those, young guys still, fucking 12 rounds, and he could legit break an arm or legit break a nose, and he would, because he's a mean motherfucker. And you know what? I'm going to retract that last statement. Is he the most popular wrestler on the card? I wouldn't say he's the most popular, but he's definitely up there. He's definitely up there. They all sing his theme song when he comes out to the ring. So I'm going to retract that last statement, and before he comes, finds me, and puts me in the Gotch pile driver. He scares the fuck out of me. But no. He gives out that same aura as The Undertaker, and it's a pity that they haven't. I feel like they have underutilized him here recently. When he came back, because him and his group, Suzuki-gun, were banished from New Japan for a while, banished, quote unquote, banished for a while. They showed back up 2 Wrestle Kingdoms ago. And so, that was really cool. I thought it was really cool that they came back. I didn't know anything about them at the time, but I was really interested in knowing about them, and so I did, and I went and researched them and all this, and really, really got into Minoru Suzuki and Suzuki-gun. But I digress. I think that it could be a bad thing for New Japan for him to walk out. It's going to suck, but I wish him the best. I really hope he stays. I really just hope he stays, and they use him. They utilize him, Should he be their title holder? No, I think Okada's doing good with that. But I definitely think he should be chasing it a little bit. Hell, maybe even going after the Intercontinental Championship after Wrestle Kingdom. But we're going to talk a little bit more about Wrestle Kingdom eventually if we have a chance before I end the show. There's a lot of stuff going on in Wrestle Kingdom. I believe that Night 1's main event, don't have the full card, but Night 1's main event is going to be Okada versus Kota Ibushi for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship match, for the IWGP Heavyweight title. And then before that, on the same night, Tetsuya Naito will face Jay White for the IWGP Intercontinental Championship. So the winner of those 2 matches will be facing off at the second night of Wrestle Kingdom to once again defend the IWGP Heavyweight Championship and the IWGP Intercontinental Championship. And the winner will make history as the first double title holder in New Japan's illustrious history. At least double title Intercontinental and Heavyweight Championship. So that's going to be interesting. I'm really pulling for Naito. Very much pulling for Naito. Los Ingobernables de Japón are one of my favorite factions. They're up there with the New World Order and the Bullet Club. They really are just a great faction to watch. And Naito is the leader of said faction, so definitely cannot fucking wait for New Japan's Wrestle Kingdom coming on January 4th and 5th on New Japan World. Or if you're in Japan, I'm sure you can get pay-per-view there, no problem. Let's see, next up on my newsreel, because I'm not doing a long one, I'm probably going to have to end it here soon. But next up on the newsreel here is some ratings from SmackDown this past week. Let's see. This is a article offline. I think it was from the Wrestling Observer as well, but I'm not entirely sure. Overnight ratings are in for last night's SmackDown, a couple of nights ago, on Fox and the show averaged 2.35 million viewers. The first hour averaged 2.445 million viewers, with the show dropping to 2.555 million viewers for hour number 2. Viewership was down 10% from last week. This is the lowest number SmackDown has done on Fox since moving to the channel. In the 18 to 49 demographic, SmackDown averaged a .7 rating, which tied the October 18th episode for the lowest Fox number. In the 18 to 35 demographic, SmackDown averaged a .4, their lowest number in that demo on Fox. The demo numbers were down 18% and 33% respectively from last week. The demo ratings were first on network TV, though they did to CBS Hawaii 5-0 in both. Though they did tie CBS Hawaii 5-0 in both categories, the first time any network show has matched SmackDown demo ratings. In terms of total viewers, SmackDown finished behind every show on major networks, except for ABC's Fresh Off the Boat, which did 2.335 million viewers. And I've got a snapshot of the actual ratings box we can talk about a little bit. Let me just get to it. Just got to pull it up here. My camera's being all wonky. Just gotta find it. Son of a bitch. I hate it. You take a snapshot of something and it should be right here, but it's not. It just likes to be difficult. Because it basically has got a list of everything that's going on as far as their ratings and such. And I'm trying to find it now. I just took the fucking screenshot. There it is. Another ringtone. So, okay. Here's the SmackDown's ratings since moving to Fox. They have came down 300,000 viewers since the 8th of November. Because on 11/8/2019, they're 2.617, and on the 15th of November, they are down 2.35. Making their 18 to 34 demographic, which is that magical number, which is that wonderful demographic we all try to get to, down 0.4, which is not good. It's just not good. What about Best Friends? Oh, he's asking about... Best Friends is a great tag team. They're not a bad faction either. They're just not my favorite. Definitely nothing wrong with Best Friends. They're a really good tag team on AEW. Definitely enjoy them. Ashley, not so much a fan. Don't understand why she's not a fan, but she's not a fan. I don't fucking get it. But they have consistently went down since they've started here. Lowest being SmackDown aired on FS1, Fox Sports 1 rather than Fox, and they only pulled out abysmal ratings of 0.14 and 0.27, but it jumped back up to normal the next week as they went back to the Fox. So they were 2,543,000 viewers on the 1st of November to jump up to 600 to 2. Oh my God, I'm having so many problems. We'll start again. They were 2,543,000 viewers on the 1st of November. And then on the 8th of November, they were 2,617,000. So they jumped up pretty good. Kept around that same 18 to 13 demographic. It was really the 18 to 49 demographic that jumped up 0.5. But they were still doing okay. And then this week is when they dropped 300,000 viewers and dropped, 0.20 points, which is pretty fucking big in the 18 to 34 demographic, and lost 15 points in the 18 to 49 demographic. So they're losing viewers. And I mean, fuck, how can you blame them though? I mean, shit. Have you seen some of the shit they've been doing here on SmackDown? I don't watch it. I stay the fuck away from it because I can't stand fucking WWE these days. But still though, it's ridiculous. I see clips of Shorty G and Baron Corbin and the Big Dog and shit. Like, it's just, God, you're not. Yeah, you've got more viewers right now, but you're going down. I mean, the viewership is going down, and AEW's is going up. They're knocking on 1 million right this minute, which is a pretty big fucking deal. So, I mean, I